Welcome back to our spring Broadway preview. It is time to dive into the musicals. And before we get to the musicals, I just have to say, last season was a huge season for musicals.
And the season before.
And the season before. This season, not so much. What do you think that is?
I'm calling it the COVID catch-up.
Okay.
You know, because we had so many shows that had gotten halted in their developmental process that we've had, you know, this backlog coming in the past couple of seasons. Record-breaking numbers of musicals were coming in all in the same season. And so I think things just kind of caught up with that backlog coming in, and now we're kind of almost, we don't feel like it, but this is almost more normal.
Yeah. Let's start. The first new musical, or the first musical to open in the spring, is Cats, the Jellicle Ball.
So what's amusing about this to me is you talk about weak seasons. When the original Cats opened, there were so few musicals that T.S. Eliot won Best Book, and he was long dead.
15 years dead. 15 years
there
dead.
really isn't one.
And
so
that is our
crazy.
onstage IQ for this segment.
Yeah.
But I love Cats, the
You're a
Jellicle
huge
Ball.
fan, I know that.
And when I went into it, when I heard, you know, it's cats without cats, it's just cats as people, because it's rooted in Harlem ballroom culture. I don't know if this is going to work, but in fact, it is a
It's
bomb
so
of joy.
fabulous.
It is
Yeah.
so much
really
fun,
fantastic.
so funny, sneakily moving. And you know, usually at Cats, maybe you're moved by memory, maybe not, but you have to wait a couple hours for it to be moved.
Yeah.
But this kind of has it all.
I cannot wait to see this again. Titanique, also, I know you were a huge fan of that, is coming in, and that was kind of a late addition to this season. You know, we had heard rumblings, oh, maybe it's going to move, maybe it's going to move. They had closed months ago.
Yeah.
But it's coming to Broadway. What do you think about that?
It's giving the El Mary effect. I mean, it's a downtown comedy. It began in the basement of Christie's, you know?
My favorite
Yes.
version.
UCB, and it just got, everyone loved it and kept seeing it, and it went to, you know, off Broadway, and I think it just by word of mouth and great reviews, it's soaring to Broadway. And as a Marla Mendel stan,
Yes.
I was on YouTube in 2007, 2008 when she was at CCM watching her videos to see her emerge as, you know, the Celine Dion of our time, running Titanique and writing it and starring in it. I think audiences are in for a treat if you haven't seen it yet.
And do you think New York theater-going audiences will go back to Titanique on Broadway? That's the big question.
That is a big question because they are in a big house, the St. James.
Yeah.
I do think that there's a lot of enthusiasm because of the very powerful stunt casting that they're doing.
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons.
Deborah Cox.
Deborah Cox coming back to Broadway. What? So there's a lot of, and they knew that. They knew that there was this lighter season where they could kind of swoop in for a very limited time and stunt cast the hell out of it and kind of come away. And I mean, Marla Mendel could be a real contender for a
100%.
Tony Award.
100%.
So there's that, and
I
that's
mean,
reason alone to land them on Broadway.
And she is exceptional. The Rocky Horror Show with Luke Evans, Rachel Dratch, the list goes on for the stars in this revival. And Sam Pinkleton.
And Sam, I was going to say, it's for me, it's about seeing what Sam Pinkleton is going to do with Rocky Horror.
Won the Tony for O'Mary.
Yes.
Is
the most
wacky and fun and
irreverent,
kooky.
yes, in the best way possible. I am really excited to see his treatment of this, and also another extremely beloved piece that people kind of can't not see.
Yeah.
People love to flock to Rocky Horror for some reason.
I'm a big Rocky Horror fan. Two film to stage transfers, Beaches and The Lost Boys. What do we think about those shows?
Well, just what we need to save Broadway, a vampire musical. They always go so well after Lestat and Tons Der Vampire.
Saying the same thing.
It could be another Outsiders, right? Where you have a material that your mom likes, but then all these good-looking, strapping young men that the younger theater goers want, and plus like kind of a folksy pop score by something
It's
called
not rocking.
The Rescues.
Yeah.
I've never heard of The Rescues.
Yeah,
I
neither have I.
can't wait to find out who they are.
Michael Arden's directing. I love his work. And Shoshana Bean is returned to Broadway, so she's.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, she's a pal, but
and also
I love
was
seeing
at
her.
one point attached to Beaches,
Yeah,
which is a crazy kind of
yeah.
reversal. And here we are with the two kind of main original musicals for the season,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
You know, as we've been saying, it's a lighter season for original content. So it's going to be an interesting grudge match there, if you will. So I don't know.
And Jessica Vosk and Kelly Barrett.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wicked's Jessica
Peaches.
Vosk. Yeah, we
Peaches.
love to see it. Coming fresh from Hell's Kitchen,
Yeah.
too. She's going to sing that score.
Another powerhouse.
And Jessica
Absolute
Vosk has been raising her profile over, over this recent period of time, but not a lot of people have met Kelly Barrett, or they don't register that they've seen her on screen, or in some of her musical roles. So I'm excited for people to get to know her. I mean, what a great pairing.
Truly. Final new musical, Schmiggadoon. Were you guys fans of the TV series?
I was, and I will say, if I had a nickel for every time a musical television show that lasted 2 seasons then went to Broadway, I would have 2 nickels, and that's more nickels than I should have. But I really,
Seasons back to back.
in back-to-back seasons, we remember Smash. I will say, I'm excited for Schmiggadoon. I think it was really well done. It was on Apple TV. It's sort of hard. I think it didn't catch on in the way that it should. But I think the concept of these 2 modern people getting stuck in an old-timey musical, a golden age musical. That was the first season. The second season, it was like 70s musicals, darker. I think it could really work for theater-going audiences. I mean, New York, if you like theater and you know the references, I think there's no way to not have a great time. And the cast is great. We got Anna Gasteyer. We have so many. I think Anne Harada, who was on the show.
Alex Brightman.
Yes.
Sarah Chase.
Real comedy vets.
Real comedy vets. So I think this is a one to watch. Dark Horse.
I'm excited for it. Okay, we are almost out of time, but I want to go down the line. Give me a hot take of the season. Maybe it's a Tony prediction. Maybe it's something that's going to be the hottest ticket in town. Johnny, what do you think?
I think Titanique wins Best Musical.
Ooh, wow.
I have been known to say that as just a wondering aloud whether that's something that could happen. I think that we are in for a lot of surprises. I don't know what my specific hot take would be, except for other than that, I think Marla Mendel takes a leading actress Tony.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, well, if we're doing Tony predictions, I'm gonna go Io for Proof. I'm going Io,
right.
Best Lead Actress in a Play for Proof.
Mary Louise Parker won her Tony
Exactly.
for Proof.
That's
One of her
right.
Tonys for Proof.
Absolutely, her
We can
first
see
one.
it happen. All right, my friends, what a great conversation. Thank you for coming in. That is a wrap for this week's show. Join us next week for more of the best of Broadway and beyond. Until then, we will see you at the theater.
On Stage, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more premiere theater coverage and exclusive interviews, click the subscribe button. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you there.